And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We apologize for the extended break for the technical difficulties or issues, but they have been resolved. We are diving into the lower bracket semifinals match. It's a best of 3 between two lovely Protoss players. Predictions are open. Place your bets in the chat. You have a minute to place your bets on who you think is going to advance on to the lower bracket finals. It's up to you to decide.
I mean, it's up to players to decide between themselves, as they are playing now on Babylon LE, and we are looking at our first Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Psystorm, and Poland of course. It is Gerald.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have an honorary Polish player. Polish Protoss player, even. We have representing... Ooh, I have to double-check this one, actually. But yes,
Nexer.
representing Team Nexer, it is Rail.
Yeah, I believe from what I heard, Nexer is the company that Rail works at, and they've decided to support him.
That's really cool. That's I'm getting some Opus V vibes out of that.
Kinda like Opus V, yeah.
That is really cool to hear, as we have some pretty interesting openers. For the first time today, despite all the PvPs that we've had, Rail is going for a gate expand. He's going for an economic opener here. Gerald's trying to be as annoying as possible, trying to lay that Nexus as best he can with those pylons, as he's going for a double gate opener instead.
Do you think after the previous series versus Christiane, Gerald just chose violence? Because there has been a lot of chaos in Rail's natural base.
Yeah, exactly, as we do see another pylon thrown down. I mean, I'm sure Rail was watching. I'm sure he was watching Christiane versus Gerald, so he should be aware that Gerald, he did wake up today, as you said, and he did choose violence. Has been very aggressive. Goes for a 4th pylon block, by the way. Oh my god, delaying this for so long. Rail, he needs to throw something down here. He may be forced to throw down a faster Stargate instead. Meanwhile, Gerald, it looks like he wants to expand behind this.
I just honestly like the comparison where you look at the natural of Rail. There's like explosions, everything is shooting, like a lot of chaos is happening, and then it's like Gerald's base, like birds are singing, like grass is flowing on the wind. It's like the contrast between the two bases is just beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. There we go. Nexus is finally thrown down. So again, Rail is taking the role of the defender. Gerald's taking the role of the aggressor instead. I'm also curious to see if he does commit to any other aggression. Is he going to throw down some tech first, or does he expand instead? I'm expecting an expansion, but we'll see, because Gerald does have a lot of gas to work with, as he has more adepts going out across the map. Rail, though, taking a bit of a better fight here, does force back his opponent.
Yeah, so it looks like Gerald will have to slow down a bit on the aggression, and he does take that Nexus, but he also has 2 adepts on the way, so he will probably try and see if he can maybe sneak into Rail's base. Maybe like the defenses won't be perfect for a second, and he can get more damage done.
This is a full wall, I'm pretty sure.
I
Is it?
don't think it is. I think there's a small hole.
Oh yeah, the pilot. Okay, the probe is here to wall off, and the adepts are looking to shade on in. Do we wall off in time? It looks like we do not. The adepts do shade in, and damage is going to be dealt.
Yeah, and they go straight for the probes, and they will be able to snipe 2 for now. They are actually being force fielded out, so they are a bit delayed, but a lot of probes will fall regardless.
Yeah, this is 6 probes already going down, a massive amount of damage. At the same time, the adept survives, shades into the natural base as well. We have Stalkers applying pressure here on the front lines. Rail will eventually regain control of his bases, but that's a lot of damage done.
Yeah, definitely. And that one adept is still in the main base, so still causing a little bit of a chaos. Maybe not getting a lot of done, although this one probe did fall, but still, this is quite an annoyance for Rail.
Yeah, looking at the units lost tab, that was 8 probes, and Geralt is now far ahead in the economy. Did have a later Nexus, but has more than made up for it with his economic damage. Behind this, oh my god, Geralt, he throws down 2 more gateways. He's setting up for a 2-base 4-gate blink push.
Yeah, the blink is on the way, almost halfway done by now, but it looks like Rail's blink will be slightly faster actually, so we will see who will be able to use it, although the difference is not not gigantic, so it probably will be quite even in the fight itself.
I'm worried here for Rail, so Rail, to make up for his deficit, he's taking a third base.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking a faster third base. He's only on 2 gateways. He will have a smaller army. Gerald, with these 4 gateways, he can snowball out control. He's going for his own third, to be fair. But again, he will have a lot of production to work with. Before that happens, oh, he is running across the army here of Rail. Does have to respect it, is backing off.
Yeah, maybe that's actually a good move for Rail, where he just intercepts the army of Gerald, and in these small portions, like these 2 adepts, he can quite easily snipe them, and that's that much less power for Gerald's army later.
Adepts are going down. Gerald taking a defensive position here back at home. He is setting up a proxy pylon out of the map. With this, he can reinforce. Oh, he is looking to push out as well. Blink is now done for both players. And we'll see who comes across who here, as these stalkers in the center of the map of Rail do spot the army of Gerald.
That they do, and Rail is now trying to go back home to defend, but it doesn't look like he will be there in time for the third base, so it may end up being cancelled, but maybe... I don't think Gerald actually wants to commit to that.
Not yet. He's setting up a proxy pylon here so he can reinforce, but it's not ready for the time being. Meanwhile, back at home, Rail, he's now working on his additional gateways. He's now working on his production. Before that can really kick in, though, Gerald is setting up for a massive push here at the third base of Rail. His goal, to force a kill, to force a cancel. There's no pylon set up prematurely, which means there's no shield battery.
There's no shield battery, and the Nexus is about to finish, so there is no option of cancelling it now, so if Gerald gets it, that will be a confirmed kill. But there are a lot of units for Rail here as well, so he will try to do his best to defend here.
He's going to do his best. He has force fields, which will help, but he is straight up down in the Stalker count. That Nexus is taking a lot of hits already. Good force fields are being thrown down, but the blinks are good enough for Gerald.
That they are, but so far Rail is holding him off, but I assume this is only a matter of time as Gerald is warping in more and more reinforcements, and he's starting to overpower Rail's army with numbers.
He is. Shield battery, though, is on the way. We're going to have an overcharge momentarily as well once that shield battery does finish, and that will help Rail in the defense. But he's still up against the wall. He's still going to be hurting here as the army of Gerald is massive. He's looking to try and push through. The shield battery does finish.
Yeah, the shield battery does finish, and the army of Gerald is quite hurt already, so I guess we will see if he can get much done here. He decides to rotate around, and if Rail does not spot it, he may be in trouble.
Exactly. He doesn't see the rotation yet. We do see Gerald heading towards the natural base, but we do have a full... Oh, never mind. We almost had a full wall off. Gerald, he's going to find his way into the main. He can blink on in.
Yeah, he goes for the shield battery first to make sure the defense of Rail is weaker. And he will lose a few stalkers for it, but still that is some nice damage done. Ooh, but
Gerald
actually...
is bleeding a lot. At the same time, we have 2 adepts into the third base. 2 probes are going to go down. He doesn't quite commit. Gerald taking a bit of a better position here on top of the ramp, but this is not a fight he wants to take.
Yeah, Gerald lost surprisingly many stalkers there, but he did manage to sneak these adepts into the natural base. 5 more probes are falling down.
Yeah, and again, Gerald still has an economic lead. He was able to saturate his third base, take his gases behind this, working on charge, working on +1. Rail does have an upgrade advantage, and he does have an immortal on the way. With the help of this immortal, even though he's down in the stalker count, he can make up for it. And I say down in the stalker count, but actually Rail has taken a lead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with how many stalkers Gerald has lost, actually Rail now has more than him, and Gerald is not able to catch up so easily anymore, so he has the economy behind him, so that's definitely nice, but right now he's not able to really hurt Rail too much.
Yeah, like we saw earlier in the retreat, and even here as well, if you look at the units lost tab, Gerald, he's lost 16 stalkers throughout the course of this game. Like, he's been a little bit careless or a little bit too adventurous with a lot of his army movement, so he's been bleeding out a lot. Now Gerald has to back off. He does relinquish map control. Rail getting a really solid position back at home, but the harass, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, with the shield batteries it's a little bit better as Gerald does not focus the probes immediately, so only 2 of them falling down, but still that is a little bit of damage done by Gerald. And he just wants to keep on putting pressure on Rail. Rail has not really been on the side of on Gerald's side of the map. He has not really harassed his bases, so Gerald definitely has a nice position there, but can he actually do anything more?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate what he's doing with his economy, right? Like, because again, Geralt, he has been ahead this entire game. He's taking up a lot faster. He's working towards Robotics Bay. He's going to be working towards faster disruptors as well, which will be a really big tech advantage that Geralt can have. But he has to be careful. He's moving out, and if he takes another bad fight, he may, like, things may snowball out of control, and he may end up like, losing the game before he can even get into disruptors. So he's going to be very careful with this next engagement.
Yeah, because when you're transitioning, you're not really working on your current army, and he's trying once again to go into Ray's base, but he's faced with the blink of Ray as well, and there is that Immortal. There are stalkers in this base as well, but the Adepts actually are able to sneak out 3 more probes.
Yeah, I love it. Every time Gerald pushes in, it's really just to distract the main army. He slips in with a couple of adepts, gets 3 more probe kills. He maintains his economic lead, and the first disruptor is now on the way. We have a second robot for double disruptor production as well from Gerald. So his army is just going to get better and better. Meanwhile, we've been focusing a lot on the army of Gerald's. Rail is just hyper-focused on a mass gateway composition. He made an immortal earlier, but he hasn't kept up his immortal production. Only 1.
Nice. There's a dark shrine.
There is a dark shrine on the way, but again, Gerald, like, he's going for a mass gateway army instead, mass blink stalkers essentially. So he's gonna have a very maneuverable army, and he can work against a low amount of disruptors. But once we hit like critical mass of disruptors, like, it's gonna be definitely difficult to deal with.
Yeah, so Ray has to be really careful here, and it looks like he's actually missing the army of Gerald going straight through the middle. He may be able to sandwich it though.
Yeah, once again, Gerald bleeding out some of these stalkers. Do we have any detection available? We do. Rail, he has 2 observers out on the map, so it's going to be a little bit difficult with these DTs to really find too much damage. But actually, observers are being sniped.
Yeah, one of the observers is going down, and we only have 1 more on the map, so Red has to be really careful here. He's working on another one. I guess, as you said, he might have been watching the previous series. He should be aware of how Gerald plays, but ooh, the observer does go down.
Yeah, that was a very intentional snipe out of Gerald. I think that was a little bit too obvious. There we go. We have another observer on the way. Rail making sure he has detection out on the map. He's pushing out as well, but he's going to be running into disruptors.
Yeah, he's running into disruptors, running into cannons as well, which definitely helped there. And there's a solid defense from Gerald there.
Yeah, we cannot push into this amount of disruptors at the same time. Rail is going for a split push instead of Nova will connect.
Yeah, Nova connected, and the Immortal did go down as well, but Rail is trying to deal his own damage here, and he may be able to take down the Drobo with a Disruptor.
Oh yeah, but you know, we force a recall. It looks like Gerald with the power of this overcharge. No, the overcharge is out of its depowered at the moment. Nova will not connect. It looks like Gerald will hold onto the space. Actually doesn't lose any workers.
Yeah, doesn't lose workers. I'm actually more surprised that Rail did not target that Robo working on Disruptors. And he will be losing more Stalkers to the Novas as well.
Yeah, but he takes down the 5th base. We do see that Rail is trying to once again push out on the right-hand side, but Geralt is waiting for him. Even though Geralt did lose a base, like, he's still holding on in his main army, still terrified with the Disruptors!
Yeah, the Disruptors are left alone, and a lot of them will be going down, but they do shoot their Novas out, and they will be taking a few Stalkers with them.
Yeah, 2 Disruptors go down. Rail is double expanding, by the way, trying to make up for his economic deficit earlier. There's a lot of chaos going on all over the place. We have we have Observers rallied towards the 4th base. It's really messing me up looking at the minimap, but yeah, we have Observers left there, but Geralt, his main army, is still pushing on through. He has rallied his Disruptors together, and he can push out with this.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to overpower Ray's army, and now he is able to push across the map, as you said, and he is even catching the Stalkers, and now these aggressive blinks will actually work out in Geralt's favor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no stopping Geralt, not with this many Immortals, not with this many Disruptors as well. A lot of Zealots are going to be going down. At the same time, Rail is going to try to force maybe even a base trade as he does go for a massive counterattack.
Yeah, the Zealots are running straight into the main base, but there is overcharge, there is an Immortal there as well. And the Zealots will be able to deal damage, but I'm not sure Geralt is actually willing to come back for those bases.
I mean, he is turning back around. I don't know if this is the best move. We do see Geralt going for his own Zealot Rabbi. It looks like the 2 fringe bases of Rail are going to be going down. Meanwhile, back at home, Geralt, he holds onto his natural base. He's not really losing too much.
Yeah, that he's not, and he's warping in defensive DTs now. And where are these observers? You said there were so many.
Yeah, they're not here anymore. We do get a kill on one of these bases, so nice damage done from Rail, but he does leave a couple units he does leave a couple units behind, and he's going to be losing quite a lot of them.
Yeah, the Stalkers are being cleaned up, and There's a lot of disruptors on the side of Gerald, and Red is trying once again to attack here, but I don't think he has a good position anymore.
Yeah, the defensive DTs were a really good call out of Geralt. He kills both bases. We saw earlier that Rail was trying to double expand, and he won't be able to hold on to any one of those fresh Nexi. And now Rail's in a lot of trouble. This entire time, he's been avoiding a big fight. Like, he's been trying to harass time and time again. He's still doing so, by the way. He still has 2 split-up armies, but in a head-to-head fight, Geralt has too much.
Yeah, and the Novas are still a threat definitely to this army. Ooh, as another one connects with most of this army, actually, dealing with a lot of Stalkers and Zealots, and this was only 2 of the Novas. There are still so many left.
Yeah, and once again, Rail, he's avoiding the army. Like, he knows that he cannot win a head-to-head fight. He has to go for a counterattack. He has to try to create some chaos. He will take down another base.
Yeah, I'm afraid we may actually be in full-on base trade, as Gerald is not coming back this time. He's just going straight forward, as Rail does not have the defense to face him.
Yeah, exactly. But Geralt, he's going to be able to bust into that natural base as well. No, he goes for the third. He's going to be containing his opponent to only a 2-base economy. He's recalling his disruptors back home.
That's an interesting move. I guess we'll see if it works out for him, because Gerald does have a bit of an army on this side of the map, and he's actually being rallied back.
Yeah, we do have a couple of Novas. They are going to be going up, connecting with the Zealots, forcing the Stalkers back as well. Geralt is racing back home. Ooh. He's able to consolidate his army. He does end up protecting the space. We do see a surround being set up by Rail.
Yeah, the Zealots are definitely helping here, but how much can they do, really? The defensive DTs are here once again. It looks like Rail will be cleaned up.
Yeah, it looks like there's just too much on the ground for Geralt. GG gets called, and Geralt will take game number 1. GG. Very chaotic kind of last 5 or so minutes of the game, where Rail was just going for these mass counterattacks, trying to do everything he could to keep Geralt at home. But we saw that Geralt, with his superior economy, was able to get into just a higher quality army there with those immortals, with those disruptors. And there were a couple of moments where he was getting caught out and he was bleeding out some of his units, but for the most part, he was able to keep a solid foundation to his army.
Yeah, like, I would actually argue this whole game was very chaotic. Like, there was always a lot happening all over the map, and in that chaos, like, Rail tried to push against Geralt, but it didn't feel like he had just enough force. Like, he was too split up.
Yeah, exactly. Just wasn't able to pull apart his opponents. Was almost successful. Like, he was almost able to pull it off. He was killing bases, definitely, but just not the critical damage that he really wanted. And in the end, of course, Geralt did take game number 1, but now we're looking to get into game number 2. Going to be taking place on Dragon Scales.
Indeed it will, as we are now loading into our second map.
Yeah, I love that the chat's catching up, and this is a sentiment that we have all been in agreement on, is that for a long time now, Geralt, he was known for his mustache, his mustache, and it's gone, and it's been gone for a long time. Where is it? What happened?
Yeah, and it looks like he keeps shaving it because it's not growing back.
Yeah. Smooch.
And that was the source of his power, so how is he gonna win now? I mean, apparently he did, because he is leading currently in this series, and it is the red Protoss representing Psystorm and Poland. It is Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the honorary Polish player representing Team Nexer. It is Rail. And once again, we have the same dichotomy here. Geralt's going for the 2-gate opener. Rail trying to go for the gate expand, trying to go for a more economic opener instead.
Yeah, but it looks like he will be bothered once again, as Geralt is sending that probe across the map, so I'm expecting more shenanigans like the previous game. The probe already rallied for the place of the Nexus.
Yeah, again, it's all about Geralt trying to deny and delay this Nexus for as long as he can. Likewise, it's all about Rail trying to deny this pesky probe and get his base up and running.
Yeah, but I'm afraid he won't be able to do it too easily, as the probe keeps coming back, and he's actually able to chase it away, but I don't know if he can deny it.
I mean, a lot of damage is done. It's one shot away from going down.
Oh.
Really nice control here out of Rail. Really good positioning. Because of this, the probe is forced back, and Rail has the opportunity here to end up getting his base up and running.
I mean, the probe has his shields back, but actually not in time here to deny that Nexus. And this time, Ray will be able to expand quite around the time he wanted.
Yeah, it was actually really good control out of Rail to be able to get in one shot every here and there, every now and then, sorry, on that probe, getting it so low, and it did allow himself to expand. So again, a very economic opener out of Rail. Now Gerald has to be that much more aggressive. He goes for a much faster Stargate.
Yeah, but this time, the Stargate is at home. As we saw in the Cristiano series, where versus Cristiano he tried to proxy literally every game. Last game he actually didn't proxy. He did like later on for like reinforcements, but he didn't open the game with the proxy.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's not proxy as you were saying, so not as aggressive, but I mean, sorry, not as aggressive, but still quite committed here. This is going to delay Gerald's natural base. It is going to delay his Nexus in favor of some economic damage instead. Rail didn't go for a sentry opener, so he's in the dark. He doesn't know what his opponent is up to. He hasn't seen anything. He didn't even probe scout, by the way. So Rail is not aware that he has to split up his units. He's not prepared here to deal with oracles.
Yeah, and it looks like these adepts will be a distraction for the time being, as two of them will be sniping the probes once again. Two of them already going down, and there will be more.
Oh god, this is already so much damage being done. 5 probes go down. The adepts, or at least, no, sorry, both adepts are going to be hunted down, but not before 6 probes fall. And it's not over because that oracle is zooming across the map, getting ready to dive into the main.
Yeah, there are 2 stalkers for defense, but is that enough versus a single oracle?
I mean, we have a lot of shields to work with. The oracle is going to be zoned away for the time being. Good positioning from Rail. He's going to be able to shoot this away. Or even do some hull damage.
Yeah, very nice damage from Rail, as the oracle though will stay behind the base, so it is something on the back of Rail's head that he has to keep in mind about. Keep in mind. Yes, English.
Yeah.
But the oracle did get a nice scout of Rail's base once again, so Gerald is aware that the Twilight Council did go down, and Link is now on the way.
Dzień dobry. As the second oracle does rock up, and the Stalker's a bit out of position. They were within 2 mines. Do they want to defend against one oracle? The other 4 probes go down, and both oracles do make it out alive. They're going to be able to regenerate those shields and dip back in. Meanwhile, Rail getting further ahead. He's not even fully saturated at his natural, and he goes straight for the third.
Yeah, and the oracles were not able to deny that third either, so it will go down quite safely. The oracles will go look for more damage, and they will snipe another probe, but there are enough stalkers now to fend them all.
Yeah, exactly. So no more economic damage is done. Oracles, they can't do anything about this Nexus either. Gerald, the pressure is on him, and here we go. 2 more gates are thrown down. 4 gate blink. Not just 4 gates. We have a 5th gate across the map as well. So Gerald once again is looking to be the aggressor. His goal here to at least deny that that 3rd base.
See, I still stand by what I said in previous game. Gerald woke up today and chose violence. Like he's been aggressive non-stop all of the games we've seen him so far.
You know what it is? He's upset that he can't regrow his mustache.
Oh. You're
assume
laughing.
He's been shaving.
You're laughing.
But really,
you're laughing. But I know people who cut their hair and their hair just doesn't grow back anymore. It's just gone.
Yeah. It's the hashtag Yaku effect, where you just can't grow it back. It's just never going to be a thing.
I mean,
so
it assumes that Yaku ever had it.
It's true. He never had it to begin with. But is that better than having something and losing it? That is the question, as the army is here. Good stasis trap goes off on both of those sentries. Gerald, he dives on the army.
Yeah, both of the sentries are gone, and now Gerald has the numbers for the time being, but only for so long, as Rail should have the defender's advantage, but I don't know, this Nexus is in danger.
Nexus is in danger. We're going for another warp-in. The warp-ins are really awkward because the warp-ins are happening over on the left-hand side, but he can set up for us around. The Nexus is getting very low. There is no shield battery. There's no pylon.
Yeah, the Nexus will most likely be going down if Gerald decides to focus this, and the army of Ray is actually quite spread out here.
Yeah, again, very chaotic fight. You do see Gerald trying to consolidate his army here on the right-hand side. He is being shooed away for the time being. We can see Gerald is taking another base behind this. He did get 7 probes here in the assault. The base got so low, but Rail barely holds onto it.
I mean, you say he holds on to it, but look at how low this base is. Like Gerald will just pass through, like sneeze on it, and it will fall over. Like this is a huge danger.
Yeah, but can he sneeze? Here we go, Gerald. He does dive in and he is going to get 2 volleys off. Does sneeze on the building on the Nexus.
Oh, no.
The third base goes down.
Yeah, and he will lose a few units for it, but it's definitely worth it to take down that Nexus, and even the Adepts are going in as well.
Once again, the Adepts, they are relentless here. Gerald, time and time again, we saw it in game 1. We're seeing it here in game number 2 as well. At every turn, he finds the opportunity to go for Adept Harass. And not just Adept Harass, also the Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, without fail. Every game Geralt has played today, it's always been Dark Run. Every time.
Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it fails, but regardless, he does go for it. This time, the Adepts are being called out, so a really good catch by Rail. He shuts down both Adepts without them getting too much damage done. But the Stalkers of Geralt rock up once again, applying pressure here to Rail. What's important, he's keeping the attention of Rail back at home, not allowing him to go for hallucinated scouts, not allowing him to figure out what exactly is going on across the map.
Yeah, and Geralt will just keep pressure on Rail, and we'll see what Rail can do under this pressure. He's working on charge currently. He has that robo as well. He does have a few observers, but does he have one here in the base?
He has one observer. It's out in the middle of the map. The DT is about to reveal itself. We can see Rail doing a decent amount of damage here. Does chase down the army of Geralt. But we need to recall back home. We need detection because probes are falling.
Yeah, probes are falling. Rail is working on another observer, but I don't think that observer will be able to help here. He does recall the other one, so he will be able to deal with this DT. But what about the other one?
Yeah, it's still in the main base. Gonna even be, depowering and slowing down charge. Very nicely done. At the same time, Geralt is just looking to rebuild his army, has a massive Stalker force looking to lay siege upon that third base. Has been rebuilt, does have a shield battery, does have an overcharge.
Yeah, but does Rail have enough forces here to repel Geralt? It looks like for the time being he will hold it, but those DTs did so much damage to him.
Oh my god, they're still doing damage. They even depower the Forge, delaying +1. At the same time, another DT trying to bust into the natural as well. Rail, despite getting a faster third base earlier, he just has been struggling here to keep up with his opponent.
Yeah, and the DT targeted a shield battery as well, so that's even less defense for Rail there. And the cannon is being put down, but I don't think it can be there in time.
Yeah, thankfully there is an observer, so the DT does get cleaned up, and now Geralt can focus on his main army. Looking at the units tab here, Geralt, he's ahead, far ahead in the Stalker count. We have a 4th base on the way. We're waiting for reinforcements, and Geralt is going to snowball out of control. You mentioned it earlier, the shield battery got sniped. No overcharge in the natural base. No cyber core either.
Yeah, no cybercore, no more Stalkers there for Rail, and Geralt just keeps blinking forward. He keeps being very aggressive. The observers are here, but they're not gonna help in this fight as the Stalkers are taking everything down. GG is called. Geralt will take this 2-0.
GG, well played. Geralt having once again a powerful performance here in the PvPs. He took down Christiana, now he takes down Rail as well, advancing on as the sole Protoss representative in this tournament.
We saw a handshake on the Polish stream as well, so you know, both players being very respectful.
There you go, there you go. So, GG, well played. Geralt's really showing his prowess here. He may have lost his mustache, but he can still win some games. He can still play some StarCraft, so very well done. My condolences to Rail, but a shout out to him as well. He didn't play, or he didn't perform too poorly at all, especially making it far in this tournament. Definitely had his moments in this game or in this series, so yeah, massive shout out to Rail. Hope he enjoys himself, because he may be out of the tournament, but hey, hopefully he can enjoy the event and enjoy the bar, enjoy the venue.
I mean, it's also like interesting that he seems very involved in the Polish community as well. Like every time there is this sort of like LANs or like in Polish tournament in general, he's always there. So, and it seems the Polish community has accepted him as well. So it's really cool to see.
It really is. It really is. A massive shout out to Rail. It's good to see him taking part in all these events. And again, as we mentioned earlier, hopefully this isn't the last event we see him at. Hopefully we get to see plenty more Polish events as well as time goes on. So GG, well played. With that, Gerald is going to be advancing on to face off against a laser in the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, and as a reminder, the lower bracket finals should be actually best of 5, so quite a lot of chances there for wins and losses for both players. So I guess we will see who can take that one.
Oh yeah, I'm so very excited here. Gerald, he is an amazing player, and even though at the start of this event we were kind of pegging a Laser and Spirit as the top 2 players, that is true. That is true. They are the top 2 players here. But players like Gerald, Rail, Cristiano, they can definitely make these gods bleed. They can definitely make a Laser and Spirit work for it. We saw it earlier. I mean, we didn't get to cast it, but Gerald, he went to the ace match against Spirit, you know? He went all the way to the ace match against the player currently in the grand final. So I want to believe that Gerald can maybe do the same here with a Laser. I want to believe that he can create a good series out of it.
Do you think it was also because of the T's?
Maybe. Maybe, yeah. It's possible.
Because as I said, Gerald has been playing very aggressive today. I can't tell if like he's always been like this or if today is like particularly aggressive day for him.
He hasn't always been like this, but I think recently, over the past couple of months, he has been accepting this new chaotic lifestyle. So yeah, we'll see if that is also applicable to some of the other matchups as well. Meanwhile, the players, they need a little bit of time to prepare themselves. They need time to actually get their setups going on the stage and in the booths. So we need some time to set that up. So you can take this moment to get some food, get some water, have a bit of a bio break, and when you return, we'll have our lower bracket finals.
Yeah. See you then.